Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's too much with the lights. Yeah, this is a little bit better. Look like it's shining up into the lights.
Think you'll be alright with the big lights off?
Nah, but except for now that I'm...
Do you want something else?
I think that works. Yeah, because see my hands coming underneath? That'll be good. Okay. How's your head feel? Do you need another towel? You good?
No.
Hi, it's Michelle from Movement Lesson, and we are doing videos, or I should say protocols, but with Movement Lesson essential oils. This one is for control. We're working on just the muscles within the neck. Yes, I don't usually use the word muscles with Movement Lesson. However, the muscles are involved with your movement. I work with the skeletal system, and I'm going to continue with that. What I'm going to do, though, now is just add some oil into my hand. And I'm going to just lightly work it into his neck. Try not to get the hairline, but that's where I'm at. Here. You don't have to get me so much as just get Felipe with the bottle. There you go. So as you can see from the other angle, I'm just in here right in the small of the neck. You can see by the hairline, like my pinky is just on his hairline, but so I'm just into, let's say, C1, C2, Atlas. I'm not going deep into the neck, but what I'm doing here first is I'm just seeing how he's crossing midline with his eyes. So as I just lightly bring up the right side, and then lightly bring up the left. Now with this one here too, you're going to be shifting a little bit in your seat. So in other words, if I'm just sitting here with my hands doing this, I'm looking to be more like a boat, and I'm shifting that way. Not as severe as that, but just so you can see where my action is at. So right now I'm finding it a little bit, let's say, difficult for him to look to the left in this position. Now, as you can see, I'm so gentle. Think of it sort of like you're tuning an instrument, just that light change. So now see right here, I can pick up where, let's say he's C1 is, and it's not participating. See, if I go a little bit lower, I get the head to move, but if I concentrate just that little bit higher, it's not moving. You do not need to know anatomy to do this. For those of you that do, you can appreciate it. And I'm just here. That's it. And just seeing how he's going to respond. There he goes. So it's not about doing something 10 times. Now I'm going a little bit lower in the neck. Now I get it, this lesson here is a little bit advanced because the head is off the table. You'll see why I'm doing it, but you'll also be able to do this lesson just fine on the total table. I'm just using this right here's a spot, so I'm backing off. I'm doing this too so you can see a bit more of my handwork by having the camera underneath as well as in front. Now, if it's because of the heat of someone, but also, or maybe the way that you put the oils on, at any time you just want to go in there, and again, just nice reapply, just to get it in now a little bit deeper. The person you're working on will not complain. And then back right now into the neck. There we go. So now what I'm doing here is I have my fingers and I'm looking to do, and I'm pushing and I'm pushing. So I'm not working the side to side. So I'm pushing in here. Again, I want that good neck rotation, but that's where I'm doing. Sorry, can I bother you for the towel? Because I'm picking him up now with his hair, and then I don't want to. He's going to go home. Chris is going to think he's been with somebody. Why do you smell like that? Oh, sure. No, I'm kidding. Your response will be, if you can make me feel like this, then fine. Let me know. And I won't come home smelling like this. So now to pick up the head, you can see the way I pick up the head a little bit different. I'm coming up underneath. But in this case, now I can remove my chair. I settle the head, make sure it's okay in my hands. I find, again, his absolute horizon. What that means is, you know, here down here, I will feel more weight on the back part of my hand than on my fingers. And then if I'm higher, I'm going to start feeling more weight on my fingers versus the palm of my hand. And I want that weight to be pretty even in his absolute horizon, the way he's level, whatever is your vocabulary. And with that now, I still am on the necks, but again, now I'm going to go bend that neck so he looks towards the right, but the neck is going to bend towards the left. And then vice versa. Ah, see right here, he's not giving me the full. So see here where I can go with the neck, but right here, that crossing midline, and I can't get in just to bend that neck as much as I'd like to. There, now his neck is starting to really soften. Now it could be too, most people aren't. If you're working with the head off the chair, they're not used to something like this. This is a bit more of an advanced move. I wouldn't necessarily do it with a client that has just come in, you've never met before. Because again, half of giving a good lesson is just gaining not so much their respect, but their trust. Remember, people come to you in a lot of different ways, especially where it's been pain and chronic. They've gone to a lot of people for help. And I get it that you can help them, but that doesn't mean that they are going to necessarily, not that they wouldn't believe you, but they want to feel safe again. And for some people, even the munchkins, you know, my son's had 20-some surgeries. When someone comes after him and suddenly touches his face, you know, he's going to put his dukes up. He's had it. And they have a right to do so. It's just respect. There we go. See, now I can start to lengthen and pull. Now, it's also too, see now, I can't lengthen and pull. I can lengthen and pull. Do you see the difference there? So now I'm going to let him, oh, sorry, anyway. Now I'm going to let him come back onto the chair just to give him, I wouldn't say a rest, but a rest. Now, in doing this procedure, for those of you that are doing lasers, what I would do first is put the laser, if you can, just underneath while the head is still on the table. So I am going to go on the other side again, just so you can see my hand work. So the laser I have underneath on the neck. Here, so hold on, Claudia. I'm going to put the laser just underneath the base of the neck. And what I'm doing here is, as you can see now, the movement that I get using the laser and the bend of his neck. The laser really comes in handy for any kind of this detailed work. Again, looking at the smoothness here, if I take the laser off, just so you see, this is what the movement looks like. And I can clearly feel a difference of the quality, I should say, of the movement that I can get with or without the laser. So I'm putting the laser back on. And again, just the range. And again, the quickness, the smoothness are words that come into my mind. So I'm just going in again, working on a couple of those fine. Around again, C1-ish, C2-ish, atlas area. However, I can't keep the laser here when I'm bringing the head off the chair. What I'm going to do is bring the laser up across the top. Now, for those of you who have, I'd say, thorax, I don't leave the laser up on the gland areas. So, but also too, if just into the shoulder area. But if not, I think with this one, I'm going to have to ask him to hold it. Actually, if you're going to hold it, if you can bring it up a little bit towards the neck. I'm going to come back underneath, lift him. And really work on. Now I'm not doing a peck. Let's just say then it's a peck with rotation. Glam shot. And now I can think about, I should say, dropping him, bringing him below his horizon and then above. Nice and slow. You don't want to get someone, especially their motion sickness, but you want to sweep the neck. Sweep the neck. See how the neck is crossing midline. I'm not keeping him static pose and going around like this. See, I get a lot of staccato like that. I'm looking to sweep the neck around. See the counter in the nose, sweeping that crossing midline. My body really gets into it, meaning my knees are lifting, my feet are lifting. Really looking to go through a sweep. Now I can work on that pull, elongation, rotation, pull, elongation. See how it crosses midline now, nice and smooth. So this is a great movement lesson. It really is a nice loose lesson. Practice this if you've never done it before. If those of you want to work on the chair, do some practice. Find a friend that, to get used to the handwork. But it really is a nice lesson, especially the way it frees that head and that neck off the torso. This is a great lesson that can be done with the oils. It's a great lesson to be done without the oils. It's a great lesson to be done with the lasers and not the oils. I mean, it all depends on how you want to use the combinations. I'm looking to enhance the whole lesson. Movement lesson is wonderful without all the above, but if you have the tools, why not get the most benefit out of your session with somebody? Look at how nice that neck is. Now, is it the movement lesson? Is it the oils? Is it the lasers? You know what? If this is the results I'm getting, then it's all of it. Thank you, and I'll see you at the next video.